What's up, y'all? It's Janae with NayRisque, and today I am filming a get ready with me to go see Renaissance. And I just want to thank you for watching this video, and thank you to all my subscribers, which I'm actually currently buying my ticket. I normally like to sit directly in the middle, kind of higher up, but my seat is gonna be right here. So let me go ahead and check out, and I'll be right back. I'm all set. I got my ticket. My seat is going to be K9. I did it where so far there's nobody sitting in front of me. I just want to be able to enjoy the movie. I don't know if people are going to be wanting to get up and dance, but I'm trying to just go enjoy this movie. So I'm about to get ready. If you want to watch that, keep watching. But all right, I do know, because I got my Christmas nails, I know for a fact that I want to have a red lip to match my little nails, and I have a couple of options here. I have the Kylie Cosmetics. I have red velvet. I know I have Mary Jo K. That's the red velvet. I have Leo, which is that deeper burgundy kind of red. And then I have this I've actually never used this. This is a YSL Yves Saint Laurent lipstick. I'm just swatching it first. So today I am going to start with my lip, just because I'm kind of basing everything off my lip. Even though I'm really not even doing anything crazy. I'm doing the same thing I always do. My everyday makeup is the Rihanna, it's called like Filter Pro Longwear or something. And then the Clinique Concealer lip, which we see I'm going to do a red lip. Lash. I meant to ask, do I look different? If you've been watching my channel, do I look different? Because when I went to the nail salon yesterday, of course they waxed my eyebrows and waxed my lip, girl. First of all, I was in a chair. Sorry if you're new here. I go on tangents. I'm so sorry. And am I looking at the lens? Probably not. Oh, God. Beyonce. Let's talk about Beyonce. And I'm actually glad to start with Beyonce, because I was thinking about doing a series on my channel about celebrities. It's so weird to me to like crop somebody else's image and likeness and put it on my video and then talk crap. Like, that's not in me. So I was thinking about doing a celebrity glam therapy session series to talk about celebrities in a way of admiration. I want to talk about the celebrities that I admire and why I admire them. Like, I admire Beyonce. First of all, when she started the promo with this photo, with this crazy body, being a mom of 3 who had twins, I was affected. Let me get into the face. And if you're new here, I'm 2 months postpartum. I just had a baby, and she's 2 months old. So I really thought I was going to be able to go see Renaissance in person. I thought I was going to be able to go to New Orleans, the New Orleans show, because initially she was closing the show in New Orleans. I'm from New Orleans. I'm like, cool. My start date was like the 27th or something, and my due date was the 21st, but I had my baby on the 15th, and I could not go to that concert. I was so sad that I couldn't go. But around the time I started realizing that I wasn't going to be able to go to the concert, I started watching the videos on the internet, like her birthday show. I watched the live stream. Shout out to, it's this guy that I follow on Instagram. He was streaming. He went to a lot of her shows, so I appreciated him for streaming. All right, I'm using the Fenty Fat Water. That's what I use as my toner or whatever. Renaissance, the album first came out. My favorite song on first listen was Alien Superstar, which is still just such a good song. Moisturizing with the La Roche-Posay. But yeah, so like I was saying, when Renaissance first came out, Alien Superstar was my favorite. But once I really sat with the album and took it in, my favorite song was Heated, like literally on my Apple Music. That's like my 3rd top played song. I have YouTube Premium, so I use YouTube Music a lot. But I love when they give you your analysis of what you were listening to. It's just fun to look back and you remember, because songs are connected to memories, which is fun. All right, I couldn't find the wig that I really want to wear, so I'm gonna just use this one. After I realized that I wasn't gonna be able to go to the concert, I would watch Renaissance every night while I was pregnant. Like the last 2 months of my pregnancy, I literally would watch her in every city for 2 hours every night, just listening to the music. And I remember one night I got my pregnant self up and I was dancing, I was hitting the choreography. Part of the reason why I loved Renaissance so much too is because of the song Virgo's Groove, because I knew I was having a Virgo. My daughter's a Virgo. I always play it, and like the song Move Out the Way, Queen Come Through. I remember that used to make me think of my daughter, because like before I had her, because that kind of made me think about being in labor. Like I remember I would be like, the queen's coming through, because my daughter is a queen. She's not even a princess, because her mom's a goddess, obviously. Anyway, my favorite parts from Renaissance concert, just from watching it at home, being pregnant, but I'm not kidding, I watched it like every night for 2 months straight, pretty much, because my TV also has it has this light on it. Like at night I will turn the pink light on, and like the part where she does that thing with the hand, I just enjoyed watching the show. I went to Mrs. Carter World Tour. Was my first time seeing Beyonce in person. My mom had got a ticket for me. I saw her in New Orleans. And then the second time I saw her was her Lemonade concert, which was so good. I still can't believe she never gave us the visuals. She was serious about not giving us those visuals. My lighting is off. But for now, this is what I have to do. Alright, so now that I got that glued on, I've gotten so much better. The lace and stuff in the front still be looking kind of crazy, but it's fine. Like at least it's actually stuck to my head now. Like before, it will be lifting. There was a ladybug crawling on my thigh just now. Oh my god. I think ladybugs were like a sign of good luck or something. So, but it just felt super weird crawling on my leg just now. So I'm gonna tie this scarf back on for a hot minute. Part of me wants to wear the scarf because I'm wearing red lipstick, but we'll see. But all right, I need to hurry up and get into it because feeding my daughter kind of put me behind schedule. So yeah, I'm just putting my foundation in my hands and then I'll rub it. Even though I do like this method for how it applies to the skin, but I hate having all that foundation on my hands afterwards, trying to wash it off. It's not fun. I had two favorite parts. When she does the medley from I Got the Sweetest Hangover, Pure, what's that song called? I think Sweetest Hangover, something like that. It goes from that into Plastic on the Sofa into Virgo's Groove. That part of the show, musically, like audibly listening to it, I love that. Visually, my favorite part is America Has a Problem, because when the girl with those long braids was just slinging that hair across the stage. I needed to change my camera setting. But yes, when that girl would come flipping her hair across the stage, where's my phone? It's 2:52. I need to hurry up and get up out of here. The show starts at 3:15. I don't even know how long it's gonna take me to get to this movie theater, but thankfully they have previews and stuff, and I already bought my ticket. So, and I purchased albums. Like, I don't buy a whole lot of music, but Renaissance was purchased. I don't know why this lighting is trying to play games like this, but all right. Going in with the concealer, the Clinique. I'm playing around with applying this concealer with my hand. I've never done this before, and I've never seen or heard of anyone doing this, but I'm just trying it out. Concealer, this is the Full Coverage Natural Finish Clinique Even Better All Over Concealer and Eraser. Oh wait, that's just the Spanish version. But I like it because what it does is it naturally, well wait, not naturally, but it's kind of like skincare because it's supposed to brighten your eye so you don't have dark circles on your eye. All right, this is the Red Velvet. Now, a song that grew on me a whole lot just from watching the concert, was All Up in Your Mind. Ooh, when she was singing. And the Dubai Run. Oh my gosh. Yes, I remember watching that live stream of her from her birthday show. And just when she started tearing up, I cried. Like I really started tearing up too, just because I've been a fan of Beyonce literally since I was 4 years old. Like when I was 4 years old at elementary school, I used to go to after school care, and I remember the older girls, like the 8th graders. I'm in pre-K and I'm watching the 8th grade girls. They did to No No No. They were always rehearsing to it, and then I remember seeing the Bills video when I got my first TV in my room. I was like, who are these girls? And then I remember getting the Crazy in Love album. It came out in 2003. I think it came out that summer, and I didn't get it until Christmas, and it was the same Christmas that my sister was born. And I remember we listened to it so loud, and her dad was watching Lord of the Rings in the back. And the whole house was just so loud. But me and my mom was literally listening to Beyonce in the front. Her debut album, Crazy in Love, Dangerously in Love. So yeah, I've been here. I remember that when she came out with the Check On It video, when she went solo, when Destiny's Child came back together and had an album. Like I don't know where all my physical CDs are, probably somewhere at my mom's house, but I had all the physical CDs of Beyonce. Like, I have every single one. I wish I knew where they were. Y'all, I haven't even been to the movies since, this is my first time going to the movies since the pandemic. So that was 2020. I haven't been to the movies since 2019, and we used to go all the time because our apartment was right by a movie theater, and it used to have $5, what was that, Mondays or Tuesdays, something like that. Tuesdays. I have to really go now, so bye. I have on black shorts underneath here, and I wasn't gonna wear this, but I'm running out of time, so I'm gonna just go like this. I don't know what shoes. I really might leave this scarf on. I'm not even joking. To say before I go, I'm using this spray, the Heavenly from Victoria's Secret, and I love it because it makes me think of that Victoria Monet song when she says what she said? They just think I smell good, maybe because I'm heaven sent. Oh, and it smells so good. And I was watching a TikTok of they did this like mashup of Victoria Monet song and Beyonce from her Beachella performance, dancing to it, and it was like right on point because Beyonce's always on point. But yes, Life is But a Dream, Beachella, all the documentaries and stuff, I've seen all of those so many times, it doesn't make no sense. So I am so excited to see this today, and I will be back to tell y'all my experience. And I'm leaving this scarf on because I don't know why. I love it. I found this scarf at my mom's house when I went there for Thanksgiving, and I'm just kind of obsessed with it. I don't know why. All right, y'all, I'm wearing those boots that I showed y'all from my Black Friday haul. Sorry if I'm a little ashy. I got my lotion. I gotta put it on in the car because I'm really rushing. I'm running so crazy late. I'm using I actually clipped the little coin thing to the clutch, and I'm just wearing it like that. I got this shirt in I think it's an extra large. I got it while I was still pregnant, but I like the way it looks. All right, y'all, I really gotta go. I made it, guys. I'm going to my seat.
It's essential to accept. Shouldn't, but I'm your mentor.
A rebel.
All right, y'all, I'm back from Renaissance, and I got my whole life, like the way I strutted out that movie theater. Let's get into this. I had to start taking notes because it was that serious. So let me scroll to the top. Y'all, took a lot of notes. I didn't realize I took this many notes. Wait, hold on. I felt revived, I felt changed, I felt liberated, I felt so good. And I love the hive, because you know when you're amongst the hive, because the real hive waited until they turned the lights off to leave. I saw y'all leaving. I thought it was disrespectful to the queen for y'all to just be dipping out on a new song, but it's fine. I know everyone doesn't get it. Everyone hasn't been here since 1997. So first of all, when Beyonce first came out, I got emotional, like as emotional as I did the first time I saw her. Like, it's like every time I just start getting like teary eyed. It's like this feeling that comes over me. Like, I just be like, oh my God. Like, you've been watching this person for so long, my whole life pretty much. And like, to see her, it's just like, and then like, when I say that camera quality was so good, I was like, what kind of camera is this? I wanted. I started taking notes when she started talking about how people bullshit you as a black woman and being mentally exhausted. That's when I was like, let me just go ahead and just take some notes, because I want to watch it again. It looks like she used $1 million camera. You can see everything, the body glitter, all her makeup, all the details, everything. Like her nails, when she did the UNIQU, her nails, under her nails was spelled something. I don't know what it spelled. I thought it might have spelled unique, but six, I don't know. But she talked about wanting community, and I thought that was really important too, because she said it took 4 years to make it. So right before the pandemic and, you know, being locked down and everything, I'm sure she thought about that when curating the concert. Like, I went by myself, but I never feel alone whenever I go to a Beyonce event, because I know I'm with my people. If you're a fan of Beyonce music, we're probably gonna get along. There's a strong chance we're gonna get along. Like, sometimes I think about like how music connects us, like people who like the same music as you. I think that's cool. When she talked about the people who have been here since 1997, and that she said that at her birthday show, because I watched it live. I said that at the beginning of the video. Like I said, I was pregnant. When she did do her Atlanta show with that Dubai run, like, I started having FOMO. Like, I started being like, oh, I gotta get to this concert. But I was like 9 months pregnant by that point, so it was just like, it was just too much. And the queen wouldn't have wanted me to be out there stressed. It was my first baby. She knew. That's why she put it in the movie theater. She knew. She said, Janae wasn't there, I'm putting it in the theater. Also, when she was talking about like when black women, when they like people bullshitting you, which is big facts by the way, I was like, I feel like there's a certain level of aggravation that only black women know. Like, it's one thing to be black, and then it's another thing to be a woman. And then when you put those two things together, it's just certain things that people do and try with you that you can't even put into words. Like, you just have to have experienced it. So I did appreciate her saying that, because that is true. Oh my gosh, the part where Blue Ivy was telling her mom that she needed rest. First of all, Blue is such a star. My favorite outfits from the tour was her Poochie outfit, her Ivy Park outfit, which I will try to put right here. That was why I had to make sure I saw it in the movie theater. I needed to see all the details. Like, that Poochie outfit had me in a chokehold. Like I told y'all, I was watching every single night. So when that outfit first made an appearance, I was obsessed. The colors, the detailing, everything was so beautiful. Also, speaking of details, what she talked about in the beginning, she showed a lot of the behind the scenes and like what it took to get the stage and everything together, and everybody who worked on it. And of course, it's Beyonce, so we knew it was gonna be something very meticulous. But it's always good to see stuff like that. It's good to see people, in my opinion, putting in hard work and doing things like that, because it motivates you, or it motivates me. Which is part of the reason why I love Beyonce so much, is because she gives so much to her fans. Like, I'm just so thankful that she's like the artist of my life. Like, I've been here. I'm 30 years old now. I've been here for the whole journey. I had every album, every hard copy. Like, I really need to find them. When I go home to my mom's house for Christmas, I'm gonna see if I could find all my old CDs. One of my favorite parts from the movie is when she was wearing the Poochie outfit, and when she hit that walk. Beyonce's walk, like when she said they love the way I walk because I walk with a vengeance, she was not playing. That walk is something so serious. The first time I ever saw it was at Mrs. Carter World Tour. When I saw it, I was in college and I didn't have a car, and I would walk to my dorm. It's like this long street, and my dorm was all the way at the very end. So I would start at the beginning of this little sidewalk thing, and I would practice my strut all the time when I was in college. Like I used to just focus, like I remember I used to just focus forward, and I used to try to hit my Beyonce strut. But I did it when I left the movie theater. Like it was just in me. Like I was like, oh, I gotta strut. Talked about the choreographers, and I always respect Beyonce's choreography, because choreography is not easy. It's not easy to make choreography. Like I was kind of dancer when I was on a dance team. You could give me the steps and I could do them, but I was never good at making up choreography. Like I could probably think of a little something, but coming up with a whole routine like that, that's a real talent. So thank you to all of Beyonce's choreographers, because those dance moves. Actually, I feel like Formation World Tour I knew the most choreography, because I thought I wasn't going to be able to go. So that was why I started watching all of the footage. But I ended up going. I did that with Renaissance. At first I wasn't watching anything, because I just knew I was going to be able to go to that show in New Orleans. I think it was on like the 27th. But it just didn't happen, and I was really sad about it. But I still got to see it, and I got to get my life, and I got to be with the Hive. So, you know, that's great. She talked about so much of her journey and how nobody knew what she was going through, and I just feel like I feel like that's relatable, because everyone goes through different things, and you might not. I go through things and I feel like nobody understands what I'm going through. We all feel like that to a certain extent. So I enjoyed her sharing that, and I knew she was tired and all that kind of stuff, but I really, really appreciated her showing the behind the scenes. Seeing Big Frida up there is always good, and I usually don't like when artists not from New Orleans use bounce music, but I like when Beyonce does it. I think it's because like before like social media and everything, like each city had their own thing. Like bounce used to just be a New Orleans thing, and now it's like a worldwide thing. So I mean, that's cool, I guess, but sometimes I miss when it was just a New Orleans thing. My favorite dancers, well, the two favorite that I do know, I really like Honey Balenciaga and Darius. Honey Balenciaga is a beast, okay? Like I don't know how they identify, but they were really, every time I saw them, they were really giving me life, I should say. And Amira, that's the one dancer I do know, because that was the woman who she was saying that she trusted her daughter with Beyonce. This is who we listen to, okay? We listen to I'm That Girl every morning. It's our affirmation. We are that girl. From the top of the morning, we shine. But Amira, I like when she talked about how she stopped downplaying her greatness, and she's now the superwoman, and I totally felt that. Like I'm stepping into who I am and being who I am. And I was kind of thinking while I was watching the film, because like I said, the last 2 months of my pregnancy, I legit listened to Renaissance. I watched the concert every night, those 2 hours every night, and then I would listen to the album all day every day. So like I was listening to this and letting it just permeate my subconscious. And so I feel like that is part of the reason why I've been so much more confident lately and just feeling good. And that's again why I appreciate Beyonce just giving so much to her fans for someone like me. Like I was really kind of going through it those last 2 months of my pregnancy, so it's like I was relying on Beyonce to like carry me through that time, and she really did. So thank you. I liked when Beyonce also talked about being your childlike self and your sexiest self. And I feel like not enough people give their self permission to be sexy, like a sex for you guys. Anyway, that's why I like Beyonce music, because she just gives you that freedom and that liberation to express all of yourself. Like I know the song Church Girl was really controversial, and I'm gonna talk about that more in a minute. But when she said, when this beat drop, I want you to allow yourself to go crazy. Like it really is just like, let it all go. Let it out, girl. I'm from Louisiana, and my husband, my daughter's dad, is from Alabama. So when I was pregnant, I used to call my daughter Joyance. Just a little fun fact. I almost made her middle name Yonsei. So it would have been Joyance McCain, but she's Joy. I decided to keep Joy Zen. I just like Joy Zen better. I absolutely loved Diva, because every time I hear Diva, it takes me right back to high school, because I would come home from school and I would play that video. That whole album, I think it's I Am, Beyonce, South, Sasha Fierce, the 2-disc album that I had the physical album. I have it somewhere. But it made me think of, it instantly took me right back to coming home from school. Like I would come off the school bus, hurry up and get inside, turn on Beyonce so I could dance along to her music videos. I always watch her music videos. The way people talk about Michael Jackson, that is what Beyonce is to me. I like that I Just Wanna Rock like set that she does after Diva, because that like TikTok dance that the kids do where they're just like doing this thing with their arms. My daughter, like when I just lay her down, like when she's in a really good mood, it looks like that's what she's doing. Like she'll just start kicking her legs and moving her arms. I'm like, every time she does it, I'm like, you already know the TikTok dances? So when I saw Beyonce do it, it made me think about that. I like that part, and I just like the where I think I left off at was talking about Crazy in Love. And I was just thankful when I went to the movies, there was no one sitting directly to the left or to the right of me. And there was no one directly in front of me, because the whole time I was dancing. Like Crazy in Love, I was just dancing. And I love, first of all, my favorite song, if I had to pick my most favorite Beyonce song, it probably is Bow Down. I've been on, just because when that song came out, that was when she really just stepped into her own when she did self-titled. That was right after she fired her dad as her manager, and she took full reign control over her career. And I celebrate Beyonce because I remember being a little girl and like not necessarily Beyonce, but like being a little girl and wanting to like be a singer or some kind of performer or something. I remember in elementary school, we all wanted to be singers and performers and entertainers when we grew up. So I like to celebrate her because she's the one who did it. She made it. When she talked about the mental aspect of it, that's so true, because anytime you set a goal or you start trying to do something, there's definitely going to be all kind of crazy obstacles that you couldn't have even seen or even imagined before you got started. So you really do have to have mental agility. I just appreciated her really talking about the mental aspect of everything. Bow Down really made me join the Beehive. Like I remember hearing that song and going to Beyonce.com and like signing up. Like I'm like, no, I want to official. Like I support what you're doing. So I really love, that's one of my favorite songs for sure. I like when she talked about being old enough to know how precious life is. When you've lived and you've seen and you've lost, people, life is so precious. And especially being a mom, like every mom knows that feeling of like, I have to be here for my child. Like having a child gave me a whole different meaning and purpose to my life. It's like every day I feel so motivated and inspired because I have someone who is really dependent on me. And for me, she helped so much. Just the way Beyonce talked about motherhood, I really resonated with as a new mom. She started singing River Deep, Mountain High in honor of Tina Turner passing away. Also shows why it's so important to pay homage to your idols. I don't really like to use the word idols, but people you look up to or admire. Because her song, Diane, when she put together this little band, she put together a girl group called Pure Honey. And before she went into Plastic Off the Sofa, into that medley, she started off with Sweetest Hangover. They did a rendition of Sweetest Hangover, and I'd never heard that song before, but I loved it. Like when I heard it, I loved it. It actually made me think about being postpartum. Because like even when I was like so tired and everything, like just my daughter is like the sweetest hangover. If there's a cure for this, I don't want it. Like this love is so great. And even though I go through so much for it, it's worth it. It's so worth it. It's the most rewarding. When I see my baby smile and happy, it means the world to me. I appreciate her showing appreciation to the people she admires, because I'm that kind of person too. I think Beyonce is either a Libra moon or rising. I think she's a Libra rising. So we both have that. But when I truly enjoyed when she ran out to go see Diana Ross for her birthday performance, because she looked so happy. Like it was just nice to see her so happy, so free, so liberated, not uptight, just it's good. Like she talked about like going into 40s and stuff like that. But I think I'm getting ahead of myself again. So Sweetest Hangover, Into Plastic, Off the Sofa. I like that song because it's so soft. Like every time I listen to that medley from Sweetest Hangover to every time I listen to the medley of Sweetest Hangover through Plastic Off the Sofa into Virgo's Groove into the Naughty Girl medley into Speechless, like that whole medley is just so soft and feminine to me. Like sometimes when I can feel too like wound tight or just too much, like I like when I could just rest in my feminine and be soft, and that's what those songs make me feel. So I really appreciated her just being soft, and the whole time when she was performing those songs, she was being fun and flirty and smiling and cute. Like it was just, she's such a performer. She gives her all. The fact that she did that little laugh thing in every city, like, and I love when she asks if there's any Virgos in the house because my dog and my daughter are both Virgos, so my little Virgo children. And that body glitter was insane. Her body glitter, like in the theater, you could see every detail of that body glitter. That whole medley, like it just makes you just feel so soft and pretty and sexy, and just having the freedom to be sexy. Going into Move. I love Move because Move, when I was pregnant, when she said Queen to come through, I was like, girl, let's do this. That made me think about giving birth for some odd reason. Like that with Move, she incorporated the Nina Sky Move Your Body Girl, because I used to love that song. That song was a bop, like what, 2003, 2004, or something like that. But I used to love that song. And they were like, I don't know if they ever had an album. I have to go look up Nina Sky. I don't know if they ever had an album or anything like that, but I remember that Move Your Body song. I remember really liking that song in like elementary school or something. Favorite song from the album. This is my number one favorite song. Heated just has a special place in my heart. And when I was in the movie theater, when she starts going into the end, towards the end of Heated, that breakdown is just flip flop, flipping flip flopping ass bitch. Like what? Like she just snapped. So I snapped. It was me. There was like an empty seat, and then there was another lady right here, and then like maybe 2 rows down there were these other 2 girls, and then there was like one guy kind of over there. I could tell who was real Beehive and who wasn't, cause us Beehivers, we was getting our life. I'm so glad. Like I'm so thankful that I, number one, remember to go and to book my ticket. I'm just so glad that I went. Like that was special for real. Like it was just a special moment. Like it's different because it wasn't the same as like when I got to go to the concert. But when I would go to the concert, I would make friends with the people. Not friends, but I would mingle amongst the hive. Like I get social in Beyonce settings. Also, he didn't make me wish we got fans with our poster. Like I kind of wish we got the poster and a fan, but I'm not complaining. Like I'm really thankful for my poster. I'm gonna find a frame for it. It kind of did a document. They did the documentary style cut, and it was Miss Tina talking about Uncle Johnny, and you know he was a gay man in the 60s, so his mom was like, you know, you got to make sure you know how to help people look good. You need to know how to sew and all that kind of stuff. That was a way to protect him. And they talked about people wanting to snuff you out, and basically haters who see you have, like, gay men have a lot of times, it's like, I don't know how to describe it. I get along with gay black men really well usually. Yeah, he was a gay man in the 50s and into fashion and stuff like that. And Beyonce talked about like when I guess designers didn't want to work with them, high-end designers, so her mom and Uncle Johnny would make their clothes. And I felt that because I remember when I worked at a high-end clothing store and I couldn't afford that stuff even with my discount. And it would be disheartening. It's like, you know, you work hard, you want to have nice things. I have a bachelor's degree in psychology, and my senior year thesis was about status symbols, like the Louis Vuitton symbol, Hermes symbol, all that stuff. People buy that stuff. It's a way. Yes, people want to flex, but subconsciously, it's also a method of survival, because it says not only I can survive. Number one, I have enough money for my basic needs, and I have money for these luxury things. There's what people are trying to say. Like when people are flexing or pretending like they have it. It's really just because they want to feel loved and included, and like, I can survive and be taken care of, and my basic needs are met as well. That's why, to an extent, I like flex culture, but to an extent, I don't, because sometimes it could be out of pocket. It could be a little out of balance. But I think that's off topic. Let's get back to Beyonce. I liked her talking about being able to just be, and she talked about life coming full circle out of extraordinary difficulty. So after that, it was All Up in Your Mind, which is one of my favorite songs. I love when Beyonce gives us a haunting melody that lives in your mind, because All Up in Your Mind does linger, but that's the same way Haunted was. Like, Haunted literally used to haunt me. Like, that song would just be playing in my mind all the time. Like, it really gets in there. But I love All Up in Your Mind. I love that she used that little Toxic, Britney Spears Toxic, into a medley in All Up in Your Mind. I love the way it sounded, and plus Toxic was a great song. I like that song growing up. The Drunken Love Dubai run is insane. It made me love, like, Drunken Love. It's not my most favorite song, like, it's cool, but with that Dubai run, like, it's top tier. She knew, she was like, you know what, I know what I could do to make this song a little bit better, and she went off. That run is crazy, like, what this woman can do with her voice. After that, it was Kendrick Lamar, and I'm so glad that she was able to include his corrected audio, because in real time on her birthday show, when Kendrick Lamar came out, something was going on with his microphone. So I'm glad that for the movie they were able to get that fixed. America Has a Problem was my favorite visual performance. Like I said, the Plastic Off the Sofa, Pure Honey run, that was my favorite audibly. Visually, America Has a Problem was my favorite, and I took a clip of her doing them hair flips, because she gave me life with them flips. Oh my god, like she gave me life when she was flipping her hair. And I love the choreography when she was like, grind, boy, you know I grind when I pull up the jeans, your mind. The part where they're like, I can't wait to step it up, my ugly, but it ain't great. Those dance moves, her choreographers are so good at what they do, and I just have so much respect for that, because I know how hard it is to come up with choreography. I was terrible. Then she talked about the Beehive, and truly the Beehive is such a great place to be. Like, come join us. It's a fun time. We're great people. But she talked about overcoming trauma. Like, the past parts of her life were all about overcoming trauma, and now she wants to live in joy and peace. And I feel that everybody, like, yes, as a Black woman, I feel like we really do deserve peace. Like, just peace. I remember I was reading somebody's comment. I was reading something on the internet. In 2023, they were saying, like, welfare is a Black woman's husband. And I'm like, I don't even know nobody on welfare. And I know a lot of Black women. So, y'all be saying stupid shit sometimes. But yeah, she talked about her 40s, and I love the time that we live in right now, because 40 looks so good. Like, even me being 30 has felt so good. Like, I love that, because, you know, I feel like in the 90s and stuff, it was like, oh, getting older was this terrible thing. It's such a blessing to grow older and to live life and to have more experience. It's kind of like when you're in school, high school or college, you know, like your 20s, you're kind of like a freshman to life. Like, when you first get out here learning everything, and as you go on and on and on into your senior years, it's kind of like how you were your senior year. It's kind of like, yeah, I've been around the block, I know a lot about all this, and you see all these young people, you just have more wisdom and knowledge, and it's just nice. She literally said life is getting better, and that made me happy for her. I truly think Beyonce deserves happiness. She talked about being free and not having to care and not being a people pleaser anymore. And she has a Libra placement, which I think is a Libra rising, and that's just a part of having Libra placements. You go through being a people pleaser. I know, because I have a Libra moon and rising, and my husband is an actual Libra. So I've seen how that plays out. So that makes me real happy for her, because I used to do that too. Like, I would downplay parts of my personality or alter parts of myself to make other people comfortable. And we definitely not doing that no more. I hope my daughter never does that. I never want you to do that. We should be being ourselves, and it's very liberating. like, to me, it's been so liberating getting older, just like Beyonce said, because you come more into your own and you just become yourself, more and more of yourself. Hopefully, that's how I've been. That's how Beyonce's been. Hopefully, we all are. Hopefully, we're all evolving. So it was about August when I started watching her concerts online, like people's footage. Like I said, once I realized that I wasn't gonna be able to go. Literally, the first show I started watching back in August, when I started watching every day. The first show or footage that I watched, and I don't even remember which city it was, but she said this concert is about joy, and I already knew my daughter's name was Joy when she said that. So it just resonated, and that's probably why I watched it like all the time. Aside from the fact that I enjoyed this album so much. Like, it was such the opposite of Lemonade. Lemonade was an emotional roller coaster, and this was just so freeing. And even the visuals of her just smiling and happy. There was a scene of her wearing a gown on a jet ski. I think it was an Ellie Saab. Like, it was just, we love to see it. I love to see it. She said she's not giving a fuck about things undeserving of her energy, and that's a bar. We shouldn't let things that are undeserving of our energy get to us. So that's something that I'm taking with me. That's my take home. And it was liberating seeing her. Like, she was so right when she said she made the music to heal herself that helped her heal others. Beyonce's music has helped me heal in so many ways, and her music has given me so much confidence throughout my whole life. Like, that's why it's just been a lot to take in, and it's so great to be on this journey and to see her growth and to be a part of it, and just genuinely, it's just nice. I don't even have enough words for it. So I'm gonna wrap this up because I'm getting a little tired. You probably could tell my energy started dwindling, but I know you can hear me better because of this microphone, so I will definitely start using that more. I forgot I was gonna tell y'all the story about my dance team experience. So when I was 18 years old, I went to college. I joined the dance team. It was the dance team for the basketball team. It wasn't the main dance team. Put a pin there. I always say I never want my daughter to dance for boys. Like, I wasn't dancing for boys, but I was dancing during a basketball game. I don't want her to ever don't ever be a cheerleader. Don't ever do none of that. Anyway, like, you can be like, if she wanted to do something like that, I would want her to do competitive dance. But anyway, so yeah, I auditioned for the dance team my freshman year of college. I made the team. I remember they called my name third for my first audition. I was like, oh, they must have really liked me. I must have did good. I was so happy. So I'm on the team, and if you've watched any of my other videos, I talked about how I had really bad anxiety. Before I went to college, someone really close to me was killed in a car accident. So your girl was going through some things. I was having crazy anxiety. Like, I was disconnected from my body. I would be just scared all the time because, like, it's just life. Like she said, life is so precious. Like, it's just a lot. But anyway, so join the team. They call my name third. I'm so excited. I'm so happy. Our first performance was to Run the World. And I remember I saw one of my friends. She was sitting in the stands. And, like, when I would see people I know, I'm about to dance for you. Tonight I want to dance for you. But it was just so fun and such a happy memory. And then I remember we were going into our next performance. And so you kind of had to audition, even though we were all on the team. We were deep. We was deep. I don't even remember how many of us it was. But I do remember it was a good amount of girls. And you would have to audition for each game. So, like, when we would learn choreography, by the time it was to perform it, if you ain't have your shit together, you couldn't perform. So cool. I knew that was the rule. That's fine. So we get to the day where they're, like, cutting people or whatever. This girl, our captain, called everybody name but mine. And I'm like, you could have just told me that I'm the only one who's not going to be in it, but whatever. Then these hoes, when it got to the performance day, like, I was still being a trooper. Like, I felt like it was some bullshit, but whatever. They these lovely young ladies gave me all their bags to go carry to their seats, and, like, I got caught up with the cheerleaders or something. Like, I just remember having all these bags and shit, and, like, I was trying to go up in the bleachers, and these group of cheerleaders was like, no bitch, you can't come through here. And I'm like, I'm just trying to go sit down with these girls' stuff. Like, I'll cut the bullshit. And then these hoes used to be like, oh yeah, I'm not gonna say my dance team's name. even though I said what school I go to, and I'm not taking it out, so you can find out. But yes, they was talking about you gotta pledge this dance team, and like them hoes was trying to haze me on some shit, and I didn't appreciate them only hazing me. Like they was trying to single me out, so I was like, fuck that, and I quit. So then turning back around, maybe like 4 years later, my senior year, I joined the team again because none of the people who were on it the first time were there anymore. But shout out to my girl Heather though, because in that first performance, me and Heather were right next to each other, and that's my girl because we are both from New Orleans, and I love you, Heather. If you ever see this, we both had babies this year, and I remember when I saw you at our yoga studio, girl, soul twin. But anyway. Yeah, so I rejoined my senior year, and the main reason why I joined was because I had started gaining weight, and I knew that like when you're on the dance team you have to do morning workouts. So that was why I rejoined, and it was very interesting being the oldest person on the team the second time around, because number one, when you're older you just have a certain like, bitch, don't play with me, that you don't have when that you may not have when you're younger. Some people have it. They would, because they really was trying to play with me, and I was like, don't fucking play with me like that. But I did make some friends, like my friend Ashley, and then that's how I ended up joining this dance fraternity. And then I remember when we did our dance to partition, I'm gonna see if I could find that because it was on YouTube, but which means you're gonna know the name of the dance team even more, but I don't even think it matters at this point because none of those, whatever. All right, y'all, I'm wrapping this up. Oh, that was what I wanted to say too. The second time around, me being a senior, my boyfriend, who's now my husband, I know I'm not wearing my wedding ring. If you haven't, well, I'll talk about it in another video. When I was pregnant, my wedding ring doesn't fit. Anyway, when I would perform my senior year, I would be able to see my boyfriend in the stands. Like I would always see where he's sitting, and I would dance for him, so I really didn't care. And when I was on the dance team, I was a size 6, and I didn't have the flattest stomach. We had different uniforms. There was this one with a long jersey. That one made me feel the most confident because we would be fully covered. But our I don't know what you call it, the lady who was over the team or whatever, she had this thing about these itty bitty ass uniforms. She liked girls who was literally a freaking twig body. We was in the South. We had fried chicken Wednesday, girl. Everybody's not a twig. Yes, a handful of us are, but the majority of us damn sure ain't. And I used to get made fun of. All the boys would call me fat. And you know what? I don't. All right, y'all. Let me wrap up this video. Bye.
Get the fuck up out my, 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 get the fuck up out my house. I grew up in this house, I blew up in this house, I'm too up in this house. Don't give a fuck about my house, then get the fuck up out my house, get the fuck up out my house, get the fuck